Levitt Center's Pizza and Politics event.
And we'll talk about the benefits of napping. Stay tuned. Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Reese Whitaker.
And I'm Lexi Hamill. The Levitt Center is helping students become politically active through their offer of free lunch. Our reporter Luke McKenzie has more.
The Michael O. Leavitt Center for Politics and Public Service hosted its weekly Pizza and Politics meeting this past Wednesday. The group discussed the upcoming Winter Olympics and the politics surrounding the events. Those gathered were asked to explain their beliefs on certain topics such as PED scandals, the Olympic bidding process, and debt caused by the Games. As the name would suggest, Domino's Pizza was served during and after the course of the event. The event was also used as a way to help students socialize with other students who had an interest in politics. Carson Brown, an executive council member for the center, mentions the events as a way to see popular events from a political standpoint.
We do cover really great current events that are super important, whether that's elections or big court cases, but even events like this where we talk about Olympics or fun stuff like that, and get to know really the nitty-gritty of it all. I think it's super beneficial to kind of have that education for our students in our environment here at SUU.
The event will continue on a weekly basis on each Wednesday. The next event on February 9th will feature the topic of voting rights. The following event on the 16th will feature the topics of plastic pollution and climate change. The events and the pizza are free to students, and all students, regardless of major or minor, are encouraged to join. For SUTV News, I'm Luke McKenzie.
The Grind Coffee House is one of the many local businesses Cedar City has to offer.
It is located in historic downtown. On Main Street, students frequent the Grind, whether it to be catch up with friends or work on homework. It is a great study spot. Another thing that it has going for it is that it is one of the few restaurants open on Sunday. They are open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and every other day of the week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The Grind got new owners a year ago, and since then they have started to remodel. Soon they will roast their own coffee. Recently, they have also updated their system, as the old system was ancient. They now use Square, and you can sign up for an account through your phone number or the Cash App. Every drink is a point, and once you reach 10 points, you are rewarded a free drink. Recently, the menu has also been slightly altered. All the favorites have stayed, but it has been simplified to make it easier to choose what to have. In addition to serving coffee and tea, they also serve breakfast and lunch items, such as oatmeal, sandwiches, and a variety of salads.
The pesto chicken sandwich is really good, and if you're looking for coffee, we have oat and almond alternative milks. I usually get an oat milk latte.
The Grind is quite busy in the morning, so if you are looking for a quieter time to go and study, a great time is in the evening. The Grind is a great addition to Cedar City. This is Riley Brewster with the SUU TV.
Do you find yourself drifting off in class or losing focus on assignments? Sage Judd takes a look at the benefit of napping and how it can assist you.
Back in preschool, some of us may have had a designated nap time for roughly a half hour every day. As it turns out, there may be some use for naps as adults. Harvard Medical School did a study back in 2012 looking into the benefits of a brief nap for the average adult. Findings included less daytime drowsiness for said adults and showed that their overall sleep at night improved, with longer intervals of productive sleep and lower signs of insomnia. In addition, their ability to focus and remember details increased. For any student cramming for an upcoming test, these benefits are to die for. Benefits of napping have become more widely known. One only has to take a look at SUU campus to see that napping is encouraged. In the Sharwan Smith living room, you can find hammocks and couches laid out everywhere. Students can often be found in these provided rest areas between classes.
I've loved napping. I think it's been a great blessing in my life. I've napped regularly through college. I feel like it gives me a boost. I run track here at the college, and so it gives me a boost to be able to go and run and get work done. Sometimes it does leave me more tired when I take a long nap, but most of the time naps have been great, and they've helped me be better.
To ensure you get the best out of napping, the online clinic Mayo Clinic provides these 3 tips. Keep your naps short. Don't go longer than an hour. Take your naps early in the afternoon. Rest in a quiet, comfortable place. For SUTV, I'm Sage Judd.
Coming up, a look into fine dining in Cedar City.
We will be right back.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner!
Go. Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. Where are the family? Yeah! Oh, I thought you were on my team.
If you're looking for something new to do this year, try community service. SUU has multiple groups for you to volunteer with, including the program Days for Girls.
Community service is a great way to give back. SUU encourages their students to get involved in projects and activities.
Days for Girls is the opportunity to help people all around the world, especially those that are underprivileged and don't have the resources they need.
It's a great opportunity for me to reconnect with my community and kind of take a step back and look at the bigger picture and other important things in life beyond school. And I think also the impact of Days for Girls is also really meaningful. It goes beyond just providing feminine hygiene products for women and girls. It helps them go to school, go to work, so they have opportunities to be involved in their community, and it helps end poverty and the cycle of poverty.
This is an international program that helps educate girls about period health and supply a sustainable solution.
Basically, we make reusable feminine hygiene products for girls and women in other countries. A kit contains a shield and a liner, as well as a pair of underwear and a cycle tracker and directions, and a bar of soap to clean the liner. One of my best friends and old roommates, Abby, she was a service leader, and she is the one who actually told me to become a service leader. Yeah, so I applied, and that's where they put me, because I volunteer the most Days for Girls.
You can volunteer every Wednesday at 7 p.m. in the Education Building in room 215. For SUTV News, I'm Caitlin Battenfield.
With many different dining options in Cedar City, Chef Alfredo's will not disappoint. Specializing in Italian cuisine, Chef Alfredo's menu is full of a variety, including appetizers, salads, entrees, desserts, and a full wine and beer list. Riley Williams has more.
Chef Alfredo's is Cedar City's finest Italian restaurant. If you're looking to wine and dine your significant other or experience amazing Italian food, Chef Alfredo's is the place to go. The romantic environment and great service is what makes dining at Chef Alfredo's a great experience.
Chef Alfredo's specializes in Italian cuisine. We have 2 locations, one in Cedar City and one in St. George. Come experience fine dining with us.
With a variety of beverages, including wine and beer, Chef Alfredo's is likely to please everyone's taste buds. They are open 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturdays, and 4 to 8 p.m. on Sundays.
Not because I work here, but the food is scrumptious, and we have candles and linen tablecloths, so that's another reason to bring your significant other to Chef Alfredo's.
Come dine at Chef Alfredo's this Valentine's Day or for any occasion. For SUTV News, I'm Riley Williams.
The first time I went to Chef Alfredo's was just this last November, and I'm really bummed because I've been here for 3.5 years.
I still haven't gone yet. I've had friends that go for like Valentine's Day anniversary, so it seems like the spot to go for like events like that.
I mean, Valentine's Day is coming up, so you could go.
My girlfriend's in Vegas.
Tell her to come up.
I could.
Yeah, definitely. Nathan, what do we have coming up in weather?
Coming up on weather, we'll see if spring is on its way. Stay tuned.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome to SUTV Weather. I'm Nathan Baker. As some of you may know, or some of you may not know, yesterday was Groundhog Day. Let's take you out to Puxatawny, Pennsylvania to get the annual prediction.
I bask in the warmth of your hearts. I couldn't imagine a better fate. With my shadow I have cast than a long, lustrous 6 more weeks of winter.
And 6 more weeks is exactly what we're expecting. Now behind me, you'll see Humphrey Peak, which is a mountain located right next to NAU campus, which is where tomorrow men and women's track will participate here in Flagstaff. For the weather in Flagstaff, if you plan on going, here we have a high of 27, a low of 13 today, which is about what we're having here in Cedar City. Tomorrow up in Flagstaff, we're looking at a high of 37, basically tropical weather, with a low of that same low of 13. And on Saturday, when you're on our way back, we have a high of 42 and a low of 19. Now, along with men and women's track this weekend, we have women's basketball this Saturday up in Cheney, Washington. Here's the weather for that. On Friday, which is on tomorrow, we have a high of 39, a low of 32. We're expecting a lot of rain up there in Washington. On Saturday, we're looking at a high of 42 and a low of 29. And on Sunday, on our way back, we're looking at a high of 41 and a low of 28. Sunday, we're expecting to be nice and sunny. Here in Cedar City, winter is here to stay. Today, we're looking at that high of 32, a low of 14. It's pretty chilly out there today with those sparse clouds. It's going to warm up, though, through the rest of the weekend. Tomorrow, we're looking at a high of 38 and a low of 21. Going up through the weekend, we're looking at a pretty stable high of in the mid to low to mid 40s and a low in around the low 20s. Well, that's it for this week's weather. I'm Nathan Baker. Now let's get you over with Seth Whitehouse with sports.
Coming up on SUTV Sports, we'll look at the upcoming T-Bird basketball schedule and what the Washington football team finally changed their name to. Don't go anywhere.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down.
It doesn't matter how you say it. You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G.
You all right, girl?
You cool? You bug and dog.
Just show you're there for them.
Go on, Kelly. CZ awkward.
Hey,
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Welcome into SUTV Sports. I'm Seth Whitehouse. Both SU basketball teams are in action tonight against the University of Idaho. The women's team is up in Moscow, where tip-off is set for 7 p.m. Our 12-6 Lady Birds stand atop the Big Sky standings and will put their 8-1 conference record on the line versus a 4-13 Idaho team that was no contest earlier this year and losing 87-65. Goodness. The men's game also tips off at 7 p.m. in the America First Event Center. This early season matchup came down to the final minutes with the T-Birds hanging on 81-75. Our 13-6 Birds sit in 4th place in the Big Sky standings and will be taking on the 5-16 Vandals, who are currently 10th. The guys will be sporting these College of Southern Utah retro jerseys. The colors of turquoise and coral came about back in the 1960s when the school separated from Utah State University and officially adapted the Thunderbird nickname as the College of Southern Utah. Casey Smurthwaite, a senior associate athletic director at SUU, believes these events celebrate the program, where it was, and where it is going. Also, that it may even become tradition for all teams for one game a year. The uniforms celebrate the university's 125th birthday coming up in March. Both teams also have games this coming Saturday against Eastern Washington, with the men again in the AFEC and the women on the road. Then both teams play again Monday against the Montana Grizzlies, this time with the women in the AFEC and the men on the road. All these games will be streamed on ESPN+. Now let's go out to Riley Williams with our Riley Review.
Softball season is here, and the SUU softball team will open up a week from today in Tucson as they take on University of Arizona. The T-Birds will face 2 top 10 ranked teams while in Tucson. Back to you, Seth.
Thank you, Riley. Yesterday was a big day for SUU football as the Thunderbirds landed 23 bright young football recruits on National Signing Day. DELANE FITZGERALD unveiled his first signing class as T-Birds head coach during a press conference, and our SUTV reporter Thomas Dianella was on the scene.
Thunderbird football took to the Hunter Conference Center to welcome the community and introduce the newest Thunderbirds on National Signing Day. Coach Fitzgerald addressed both sides of the ball with players he expects to make an impact on the season. Out of Irvine, California, Jack Fairchild is a 2-time first-team All-League player in both basketball and football. Fairchild projects well into SU's system as a wide receiver.
Jack is a long, athletic wide receiver that's going to develop into a great playmaker for us.
At 6'4", 265, Blaze Iglesias impressed Coach Fitzgerald with his versatility on the defensive line.
Blaze was continuously in the top of the Californian statistics for sacks and tackles for loss. Has a chance to be a good player for us going forward.
Fitzgerald brings with him 2 graduate transfers from his previous job at Frostburg State University. Coach speaks highly of both and notes potential history for one of them.
Brandon's got a huge challenge. He's got to overcome playing for a really bad head coach at his last university. Guys, first team all-conference player, best right tackle I've ever coached. Zach has a unique opportunity for everyone here. And when Zach gets his first sack here this fall, which he will, he'll get several. He's going to have sacks in NCAA Division III, Division II, and Division I, all in one career.
SU's sole quarterback signee comes in the form of Grady Robeson, a transfer from Western Kentucky. At 6'1", 195, Robeson brings agility in the backfield and an ability to throw on the run. SU's coaching staff spent a lot of time reviewing the tape before settling on Robeson.
We watched a lot of quarterbacks when we got here, wanted to make sure we got that position squared away and got it right. Grady's film jumped out to it. It's 10 minutes of highlights, guys. It's 10 minutes of just a lot of fun watching him make plays. We are not done, so it's signing day, but between now and the start of practice on August the 2nd, we're going to sign 5 or 6 more difference makers in our football program, and our plan is to get good quicker rather than later.
The Thunderbird season opens up on September 1st as they welcome St. Thomas University for the first game of the Fitzgerald era and as members of the Western Athletic Conference. For SUTV News, I'm Thomas Dianella.
Go Thunderbirds!
In some NFL news, after 2 years as the Washington football team, the franchise announced yesterday morning that they will now be called the Washington Commanders. Team president Jason Wright and head coach Ron Rivera had stressed during the 20-month process that the team would like to incorporate the military because of the franchise's proximity to the nation's capital. The team's colors will remain burgundy and gold and black. Their new uniforms also incorporate elements of the DC flag with 3 stars and 2 bars. As for a new mascot and fight song, the team wants its fans to help out with those ideas. The name change sprouts from the franchise's founding names. Founded in 1932 as the Boston Braves, the team changed nicknames a year later to the Redskins. Just a couple years later, in 1937, they moved to Washington, D.C. and retained the name Redskins until 2020. Now, the Washington Commanders will be shifting their focus to a new stadium. Their lease at the FedEx Field in Maryland expires in 2027, but is extremely run down. Back in September, during their home season opener against the Los Angeles Chargers, a sewer pipe burst above a section of seats, pouring sewage water in the area of the fans. As well as the railing along the players' tunnel collapsing with Eagles fans, almost crushing Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts back on January 2nd. Thankfully, no one was hurt in either instance, but the Washington Commanders still have plenty of things to address. That's all I've got for you with SUTV Sports. I'm Seth Whitehouse. When we come back, we'll check in with Anthony for campus happenings. Stay tuned.
I'm Anthony Calasuno, and this is Campus Happenings. The lacrosse team is making huge waves across campus with the start of its season coming up. The club has just begun winter practices and is prepping for the upcoming spring season. Seth Whitehouse has more.
A number of SU students earlier this year banded together and garnered support from local and campus involvement groups to assist them in creating a new SUU club lacrosse team. Now, nearly 4 months later, they have an 18-person team that is committed and extremely tight-knit.
The brotherhood that's found in it. I've played other sports, I've played football, I've done track, but there's nothing like the camaraderie you can find in lacrosse. And that's why I've been so inspired to be here and get this going.
Opening up their first spring season, Thunderbird lacrosse will be exactly like regular college programs facing a full schedule. They will face the likes of UVU, Utah, and Western Colorado. With these matchups, they hope it continues to grow the team's skills and start a hub for future Southern Utah lacrosse talent.
Did really well, so we're treating this as any other sport. That's really what it is. We're here to grow the program so that eventually one day it'll be NCAA and be tied to the school like football or basketball or anything like that.
With only 1 month remaining until they start their season, they still have things to fix, but they are committed to getting better every single day. If you're interested in SU lacrosse and would like to join the team, DM SUU Men's Lacrosse on Instagram for further details. For SUTV News, I'm Seth Whitehouse.
Tonight from 5-7 p.m. in the business building, room 238, it is the Eddie Bailey networking dinner. There will be games, prizes, and a chance to meet with Bailey professionals from Salt Lake and Las Vegas. Tomorrow on Friday, there is a financial bingo in the SU living room from 3:30 to 5 p.m. And on Monday is the biggest Monday event for SUU. It is the bread and soup night in the SUU ballroom from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. It is $1 admission with a non-perishable food item and $3 without. Also, Monday night from 6 to 8 p.m. in the PE building, the rappelling wall will be open. So come out and have a great time rappelling. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks for the rundown, Anthony. Shopping local has become an increasing trend in the last few years, and that is no different for Cedar City stores. Bullock Drug Store is starting the new year with their home decor section being remodeled. This is the first time a remodel has happened for this part of the shop. The boutique, gift shop, and pharmacy are still open during the renovation. Bullock has many different departments, so you could shop for anything you need, from sweet treats to stylish clothes.
KSUU is a great learning experience for those interested in audio. Max Guerrero has more.
SUU offers great resources here on campus, like KSUU. With their 1560 class and their 3503 class, they help show the basics of audio with their own radio station here on campus. We asked the KSUU production manager and one of the KSUU students for some of the basic information about KSUU.
So hopefully they are, they do some production for the classes that they're in, whether it's the audio production class or the practicum, and then they see some of that actually go on the air and see what it sounds like, on the radio. So the Cedar Break is really, it's a podcast that we've come up with for Thunder 91. We air it every Saturday at 10 a.m. and it really is up to the students. I just tell them it has to deal with a campus or a university or a community issue, anything that affects students or the community. And then the students come up with content, topics, guests, and all that on their own.
It's been really fun. I've learned a lot about audio production and just what makes good sound, and I've been able to take this and apply it in ways that I never thought of. Now when I hear stuff, I can never hear it the same way again, because I'm like, oh, this is how this works and this is how that works. So it kind of just opened my eyes or ears, whatever you prefer, to how life works. It's pretty cool.
KSUU is great for those wanting to learn the basics of audio. If you want to know more, check out the KSUU Thunder 91 page on the SUU website.
Cedar City's own Coal Creek Bridge, which has been under construction for 9 months, is finally complete. The 9-month construction project was headed by City Manager Paul Bittman and Utah Transportation Commissioner Donna Law. The changes to the bridge include adding a middle lane, higher guardrails with a fence, and a brand new walkway for pedestrians.
I love the Thunder 91 radio station.
I do too. Yeah, and you've taken the class, right?
I have, twice.
Twice?
And I used to go in at night and do rock music at 9 p.m.
Nice.
And you took the class too, right?
I did, but it was right before COVID happened, so I only had it for about half a semester, but it was so fun. I loved playing music like Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson. It's all my favorites.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. That's all we have for you. I'm Lexi Hamill.
And I'm Reese Whitaker. Tune in for next week for more SUTV news. That was good, right?
Okay, yeah, that was good. I think that was
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference.
Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.